Hey, welcome everyone. My name is Ryan Stokes. This is my beautiful bride, Kylie Stokes, and we're excited to be here tonight. We are officially at the end of summer, and that means no ball games, right? Yes. And so it means we get to be home a little bit more often. So I don't know, 150 some ball games over the course of summer. Yes. We are excited just to be resting and recovering.
Yes, yeah. Games are over. We still have a month left of summer almost with the kids, but no ball games. Nothing on the schedule.
Yeah. So super excited, and we're excited to see you. Excited to spend some time together and just talk a little bit about why we're here, what we're doing, and why we're so excited about really these two little products. I don't know if you can see them. I got those as a prop. Listen, you can't leave anything laying around. Symbiofi gone. She didn't take her dose this morning, and there it went.
I thought you were taking care of me.
No, I wasn't taking care of you. I was trying to help everyone out. Guys, this is we live in Comedy Central every day of my life. Like, it's just constant.
Just keeping it real. Hey, guys.
Yeah, so these pills, yeah, those were good. We're here just to share why, right? Why we love this stuff so much. And honestly, we want to spend a little bit of time going a little bit deeper into this and talk about, there they are, talk about why we're seeing such a difference between this curcumin product as opposed to all the others. And so that's why we have our good friend, Dr. Jeremy Thornton, on with us. He's going to go into detail. But before we get there, I just want to share a little bit. Actually, I'd really like for you to share just a little bit about just a very quick view of why we're doing this. What did it do for you that brought us into this?
For sure. So like Ryan said, I'm Kylie. In 2019, I went through a whirlwind with my health, a terrible, terrible case of shingles, all over my face, inside my ear, and inside my mouth, going down my throat. It was awful. But during that week-long battle of shingles, they found a large tumor on my thyroid. The shingles turned our world upside down. Then finding that tumor just it really rocked our world, because I didn't even have a primary care physician, right? So I was never sick. And so since June of 2019, I have been living life without a thyroid. For 2.5 years, backdating to last summer, I still dealt with the residual nerve pain from the shingles. So if you've ever had shingles, that nerve pain is terrible. And if it does not go away, it is even more annoying and depressing. And so almost a year ago, I was introduced to these amazing drops, right? 4 bottles of these drops. And I started using them. I was taking naps on a daily basis. I didn't feel good. My face hurt. My ear hurt still. I didn't have my taste or smell from 7 months prior, right? I had a lot of things going on. Dr. Jeremy will tell you I was a hot mess. I still am. Yeah, but physically, my body was just a hot mess. And so I told Ryan, I said, I'm going to give these drops a good hard 30 days, good hard try. And within my first 10 days, I got my taste and smell back. And I was like, holy cow, right? Like, I don't know what is in this, because I had been using a powdered turmeric for 2 years, right? Like, what's the difference? Okay. So within 10 days, I got my taste and smell back. And I'm like, okay, something's happening, right? By the end of my 30 days, about day 15, my face started to tingle where that nerve pain was. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. Something's happening. It felt like my face was crawling. By the end of my first 30 days of using this, for the first 5 days, I did 10 drops twice a day just to get my inflammation under control. And then I backed off to just 10 drops a day. But by the end of my first 30 days, that nerve pain was completely gone in my ear, my mouth, and my face. I can touch my face. It's still numb, but there is zero pain, which is priceless to me. By the end of my first 60 days, I finally began to experience the sleep, the amazing sleep, and the energy that everyone else was talking about that I was so jealous of. I just everybody is different. So let me preface that. Everybody is different. Everybody's level of inflammation is different. So it took me the full 60 days. And then by the end of my 90 days, I felt like I was 30 years younger, right? Like I started feeling like a 90-year-old lady and felt younger than my actual age. And so it was a big deal, right? So as soon as I was done though with that first 30 days, I told Ryan, I said, I don't know what this is. I don't know why it's good. I sent it to Dr. Jeremy and I was like, I have to tell the world about this because not only do I not have a thyroid, but I also have an autoimmune disease. And so I have a huge community of people that I knew struggled with the same autoimmune disease that I struggle with. And so I said, I've got to tell everyone who will listen about this. So that is how we are here. Right. Once I started to tell Dr. Jeremy about everything that was happening in my body, he said, well, I really know what kind of a hot mess you are. If you're experiencing this stuff this quickly, right, then what's going on? Right?
Yeah. And so the two little things, really what we started with that we talked about are this. We have a bottle of Nanofy, curcumin and vitamin D. We have a bottle of Curcumin Plus, same thing, curcumin, vitamin D, but we added ginger and a little bit of vitamin C. So those are the two products. It is completely a liquid. It comes in a dropper. I don't know if you can see this, all right, but it comes in a dropper. And Dr. J is going to go into a lot more detail, but it's special, right? And it can be put in your mouth, be put in coffee like Kylie, or tea that Kylie's drinking. It can be put in room temperature water. The only thing you really don't want to mix it with is ice water because it just congeals and it's like chewing it and it just sticks in your mouth, right? But those two products, what we started with, and then like the other one that Kylie took was this. And those came along a little bit later, a good pre and probiotic. And honestly, it was designed to work with these two. They go hand in hand. So what I want to do is I want to go into, I don't want to do it. No one wants to hear me talk about science, but Dr. J, could you come in and talk why? Why is this different? What are you seeing in your practice? Just give us a idea why this is so special.
Absolutely. Hey guys. So what you guys didn't see is that before we went on, Ryan, Kylie's capsule. So you know now. So
true.
This is true. Steve came back.
All right, my name is Dr. Jeremy Thornton. I've been in practice in Missouri 23 plus years, and excited to be with you all tonight. I'm just going to share some quick information, share just a little short PowerPoint on a few things. Hopefully you'll be able to see my screen. Can everybody see it? The first slide here just says basically this information is for educational purposes, right? We're not giving medical advice. Anything we talk about that you decide to incorporate into your life or lifestyle, please talk to your doctor. So of course, we're here talking about curcumin, which comes from turmeric, right? This has been used medicinally for up to 6,000 years, been recorded. So this little flowered plant right here is called curcumin longa. The root is called turmeric, and there's several components in the root. The star of the show, though, is called curcumin, right? It's in the ginger family. Important thing to remember about curcumin is it's lipophilic, meaning it dissolves in fat, doesn't dissolve in water. And that's going to play an important role when we talk about the hidden secret about curcumin here in just a second. The research is plentiful in curcumin. If you go to pubmed.gov, right, here's the website, right? Go in there and just type in curcumin. Over 19,000 results on curcumin with different health conditions, different disease processes. It's really quite exciting. And you know that they wouldn't put this much research into something that didn't have something pretty special to offer. And curcumin definitely does. These are just a few of the main actions of curcumin, where a lot of the research is centered is around its anti-inflammatory activity, around its antioxidant activity, its anti-cancer benefits, its neuroprotective benefits. Hepatoprotection, of course, is liver protection and benefits, cardiovascular disease, its anti-diabetic effects, and its immune regulation effects. I primarily work with autoimmune disease, and a lot of my patients are in these areas, especially needing support for anti-inflammation as well as immune regulation. And so if you think about the different disease processes that we're showing benefits of, this is just a visual here. This first one just shows all of these are inflammatory pathways that curcumin inhibits. Kylie's laughing. I'm not sure what the joke was. You guys have to let us know. And this is the different disease processes that the research is plentiful in showing a benefit from. So I won't go and name all of these, but we have liver diseases and lung diseases and skin diseases and neurodegenerative disorders, inflammatory diseases, other diseases, infectious diseases, endocrine, heart, skeletal abnormalities, or anomalies, and cancers. And so this is just a visual showing where the research is showing improvements as far as diseases. And this is when we get to the part about the hidden secret, right? The hidden secret about curcumin is, all of these benefits, there's got to be a catch, right? Why aren't we hearing more about this? Why isn't it on the front page of every newspaper, news article, news program, and we're not hearing all of this? And the reason is what we mentioned earlier about curcumin is it's not very bioavailable, okay? So when you swallow curcumin in a capsule or a supplement, the amount that is actually ever absorbed at the intestinal level is 10% at the most, okay? So it's hard to get or achieve therapeutic values of curcumin through supplementation when we're only getting 10% ever gets through the intestinal level. And if we're doing whole turmeric, it's even less than that. Okay, so if you did, for example, you swallowed a 500 milligram capsule of turmeric, studies show less than a milligram will ever reach the bloodstream. Okay, 90 to 93% of it will end up in the toilet. So this is what we call the hidden secret about curcumin and turmeric, is that it's not bioavailable. In fact, the research and articles are plentiful talking about this hindrance of its ability to work in human studies because of, again, the problem of curcumin is its bioavailability. And this article goes on to say it's been confirmed to exhibit very poor bioavailability, with many studies showing very low or even undetectable concentrations in the blood. Major reasons postulated are due to its poor absorption, rapid metabolism, chemical instability, rapid systemic elimination. And so when we swallow that capsule of curcumin, right, it doesn't dissolve well in water. We know that a lipid-like substance or an oil-like substance doesn't mix in water, right? And we're trying to get this into our bloodstream, that's mostly water. And no wonder we're not seeing the same benefits that they're seeing in the lab. And of course, much of the research with curcumin and turmeric started in lab studies, right? They started in test tubes and cell cultures and petri dishes and all of these things that we do to study the effects on cells and on life before we start human studies. So the frustration has been all of the cool things they could see that curcumin could do in the lab, getting that to happen in the human body, right, was a train wreck, actually. And so this is why we're excited about this new technology, right? The little bottles that Ryan was showing are a new technology, actually a German technology, that improves curcumin absorption up to 277 times over native turmeric. And so what that means is that you would have to consume 17.6 pounds of turmeric root to achieve what we can see in 10 drops of this technology. And this, we could actually say this is three technologies in one. We first extract the curcumin only out of the turmeric root. Then they apply a nanotechnology to it, which shrinks that particle size less than 30 nanometers. And then they wrap those particles in a micelle. Now this is like a little submarine that's able to carry this lipid-like substance easily through water, easily through our bloodstream, easily to our cells. And this is why we're seeing just such amazing benefits. So how small is 30 nanometers? So this is just a comparison. A red blood cell is 7,000 nanometers wide, and these nanoparticles are less than 30 nanometers wide. Human hair up to 100,000 nanometers wide. Sheet of paper 75,000 nanometers thick. So that shows exactly how tiny these particles are. It's kind of hard to fathom that, right? So this is one of the studies here just showing how poorly curcumin is absorbed. This is an oral dose of 2,000 milligrams of curcumin. This is the concentration in the serum. And this is the peak right here. Can you see it? That's the peak. That's the exciting part right there. That's how much we're achieving in the bloodstream with 2,000 milligrams of oral curcumin. If this wasn't sad enough, look how long it's in the bloodstream, up to 2 hours before they could even measure it anymore. So we hear a lot of people talk about, well, you have to have black pepper with your curcumin to get it to absorb, right? And here is a comparison using the same dose, adding black pepper. And this does look a little bit more exciting, right? We have this peak here at about 45 minutes with the black pepper. What black pepper actually does is that it inhibits phase 2 liver detoxification. So the liver can't break the curcumin down briefly, but then of course, can you see what happens by an hour? We're already down here, 2 hours, we're here, 3 hours, where it's undetectable. So although we do get a peak, my concern is slowing down liver detoxification. What will that do to maybe other medications that the person may be on, other supplements the person may be on? This may not be such a good idea, just to achieve a brief peak in curcumin that is quickly followed by, of course, its rapid elimination from the body, okay? This is what we're excited about. These are levels we're achieving with just 10 drops of our BioMS technology. And what's more exciting than just how high of levels we're getting in the plasma here is that how long it's in the plasma. Look at this, 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, and we still have measurable amounts of curcumin in the bloodstream. And this, honestly, guys, has never been seen before, or even close to this with curcumin or turmeric. It's just never been achieved.
Dr. J, this slide is what gets me. That I know you're going forward, but all those little dots on the bottom, that's the previous info that you showed us. It doesn't even
Right.
compare.
You can't even see it because it's down here, right? So
Right.
they had to blow this chart up so much bigger to get the peak of what our BioMS, which wouldn't even fit on the screen here if it was to size, right? So then when we blow it up to fit the BioMS on the screen, right, we can't even see it come off the line down here.
It's just crazy. Wow.
Yeah, it's super exciting. And this is, I've used curcumin and turmeric in myself and in practice for probably over 20 years at least, and have studied a very long time, used literally dozens of different formulas, trying to find something that would make an impact in my patients. And it was always helpful. I always saw some benefit from using curcumin, but I was never wowed by it. Looking at all the science and all the things that it should be doing, this technology is what I always wished curcumin could be, but never was until now. And now we're seeing what curcumin can really do with this technology. So that's why we call it the best of science and nature, because that's really what it is, bringing those two together. Guys, if you have any questions, I'm about to wrap up. I've asked Lisa to share with us a little bit, and I'm just going to breeze through a couple of slides from labs on two patients of mine, and I have Lisa share. But if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. We'll make sure we get to those. So this is a patient of mine, 56-year-old male with diabetes, high lipids, rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, these are lab works. This was November before using the BioMS technology. Okay, this was his fasting sugar, his A1C. These are his cholesterol numbers. We'll jump all the way down here. These are his inflammatory markers. Remember, he also had rheumatoid arthritis, right, which is an autoimmune disease, of course. Lots of inflammation. These two markers down here measure inflammation, okay? This is in February after he'd been using the BioMS. Look how far his glucose dropped, right? 142 to 101, his A1C from a 7.4 to a 5.6. If we drop down his cholesterol from a 286 to a 209, I'll skip some of these different lipid markers. We'll jump down here to the inflammation from a 16 to a 6 and a 23 to a 5. The other exciting thing is the rheumatoid factor, which is a test that is ran basically to tell if somebody has rheumatoid arthritis, right? If it's above 14, they're considered or believed to have rheumatoid arthritis. If it's below that, then they're believed to not have rheumatoid arthritis. So this was his numbers before, these were his numbers after. So that's pretty exciting stuff. This one here is a, let's see real quick here. Let me move you guys out of the way. All right, so this is a thyroid patient, 43-year-old female with Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disease attacking the thyroid. The right here is just showing that she was hypothyroid, okay? Here we had started just doing some thyroid hormone, hadn't started the BioMS technology yet, right? So you can see these thyroid antibodies right here. This is the aggressiveness of what the immune system was doing to attack her poor little thyroid gland right there, okay? These are the same inflammatory markers that we saw in the other patient right here, lots of inflammation, right? So we started some thyroid hormones here. We started doing some cleaning up of the diet, started some supplementation of some specific needs that their individual lab showed. But look, we didn't see much change in these antibody levels, right? Immune system is still going gangbusters on her thyroid. Still a lot of inflammation present. We made a little bit of a dent, but not much. Then here is where we started the BioMS technology. Now, because we were using thyroid supplementation, because her immune system calmed down so much, we were now over medicating. She went from hypo to fairly normal levels to hyper thyroid hormone levels because she didn't need the thyroid hormone, at least not as much as she did at first. Look at these thyroid antibody levels, started at a 620, we're down to a 47. These inflammation markers down here, the SED rate was a 32, down to a 28, down to a 3. So I just wanted to briefly go over those just to show you the power of what we're seeing. I love the science, right? I love the research. I like to look at labs. Of course, I love patients to feel better and we love their symptoms to improve, but it excites me even more to see the visual evidence of what's happening inside them. And so I'm going to wrap that up and stop. There we go. All right, would love to answer any questions. And then I've asked Lisa to share a little bit. All right. Yes, smaller than a red blood cell, Vivian. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that really is. That gives you a visual. It's like insane.
Yeah. So we have 30 nanometer particle size of BioMS, and we have a 7,000 nanometer size red blood cell. So easy to see how this can get inside our cells, right?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
It's pretty awesome. Let's see here. No, there's no carrier oil, just the micellar structure around the curcumin particles. The process, it's a nanotechnology, Susan asked. So it's a patented technology where they make such small particle sizes. It's a lab in Germany. Is it Aquanova? Is that the name of the lab? I always forget. Yeah. Very high ranking lab in Germany that creates this technology. So it's pretty awesome. Lisa, she's not liking that I put her on the spot.
Hi.
Thank you for sharing.
Yes, no problem. So, hi everybody, my name is Lisa Johnson. I've been using these products for a couple months now. Oh, let me tell you about myself. I'm a mom of 4, stepmom to 4. We have 8 kids, me and my husband. And my husband and a bunch of my kids have severe allergies. So I'm scrolling Facebook one day. I see a post and it was Kylie. She's on here. And she's like, oh, this helps with my kids' allergies. And I was like, hold on, I got to try it because 3 of my kids are on 5 different allergy medicines and asthma medicine, and I need to try this immediately. So she sent it to me. It took 3 weeks for my kids to be completely off of allergy medicine and asthma medicine. They're on 2 different inhalers, 1 daily medication, the nebulizer daily, and Flonase. I have a whole bin of medicine that I don't even touch anymore that I used to touch like 5 or 6 times a day, which is amazing to me. And I'm saving a whole bunch of money from not buying that medication anymore. But all my kids do is take that curcumin every day, and they think it's their new medicine. And I don't have to pay for allergy medicine anymore. It's amazing. And they don't live on an inhaler anymore. And I don't see any, runny noses and watery eyes and random cough all night. And then my little baby, she also was taking allergy medicine. She's 2 years old, and she would have a watery eye every day taking allergy medicine. Her eye would just water every day. And that no longer happens. I give it to her every day, and she no longer has any allergy symptoms at all. My husband also experienced a major turnaround in his allergies. His allergies are so bad that when he took the allergy test at the doctor, he had an anaphylactic reaction and fainted, and they had to give him the EpiPen from the allergy test. So that's how bad his allergies were. And he was taking 7 different medications a day for allergies and was not doing anything for him at all. And now he takes the drops twice a day and no allergy medicine at all. So, and then for myself, I'm like, well, I don't have allergies, so I don't need this stuff. Sis, I couldn't taste or smell for 18 months. Well, I had distorted taste and smell. So I had parosmia and anosmia. I think I'm saying those right. I don't know. But basically distorted taste or smell or loss of taste or smell from COVID or long COVID symptoms. And it took 5 days. And I then started eating all of the chocolate and peanut butter we had in our house because I could taste it and smell it again. And it was like the things that I couldn't stand during that time frame. And I also noticed that when I eat chocolate now, I no longer have migraines. I used to have a food sensitivity to chocolate that gave me migraines. So I don't experience headaches or migraines anymore. I don't experience cramps from my menstrual cycle anymore. I can get up out of bed and like have a life during my menstrual cycle when that used to have me down and out. But the biggest thing for me, the biggest thing that makes me tell people about this is that I got my taste and smell back, because I thought I was going to live like that for the rest of my life. I thought I wouldn't be able to have meat or cook certain foods for my kids or smell my husband's cologne, which is, come on, ladies. And I couldn't for a long time. And it was severe on my mental health. It was depression. It caused anxiety. I really questioned myself. Like, am I crazy? Like, is it just me that I can't smell and taste this stuff? And like that part of my life is gone. I don't have to live like that anymore. I can have foods that I want and it tastes good. And I just discovered that I like coffee again because I wasn't trying things. And then I started trying them again. And I was like, oh my God, coffee is normal, y'all. Like, it used to literally smell like garbage. And my mom would make it around me. And I'm like, don't do that. That's disgusting. And now I'm like, you got my cup ready? I need some. So it's amazing. It's been an amazing experience. I feel blessed to be able to have this in our lives because it's changed everything for us. So if you have an issue, you should probably just try it.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa.
It's amazing to me how inflammation plays a role in so many issues. It's just consistently part of the issue, right? No matter what it is that I'm dealing with, and I deal with a lot of things, or used to a lot of things. Now the list is getting smaller. It's just inflammation was one of the major factors that was causing that issue. So
Yeah.
Well,
I think too, one of the things that Dr. Jeremy taught me through this process in the beginning was that your body can't heal itself. Our bodies were created to heal themselves. Well, if it's inflamed, it cannot heal properly. And so that's a big deal, right? Like that, I don't think people think about aches and pains. They don't think about things that their body still hasn't healed from years prior, whatever is going on. And so it's inflammation is what they call it, like the silent killer, right? And so
Yeah.
that always blows my mind.
Steve, yes, you can put them in a veggie cap or gelatin capsule. You do miss out on a little bit of the quick absorption, but we have people, our daughter who struggles with allergies really bad, has braces, so she doesn't want to turn the bands, the rubber bands colors. So she uses the veggie cap, and she still sees great results. Yeah. So it's nuts, Miss Sherry. Can you send the ingredients? Yes, Miss Susan, whoever invited you to that to it can either get you the ingredients, or we can get connected somehow, and I can send you a picture of the bottle, if that would do.
No, that's Sue. I'll go ahead and send you that picture. That's for me. But I wanted to share something really quick. I know you all know that I've been on oxygen and stuff, and I've been taking it off of it. But I literally went downstairs today. I don't go downstairs without my oxygen. I went down halfway of my stairs. I sat my hose down, and I went to my truck rummaging for something, and I didn't want to bother to take my portable with me. I went down there, rummaged around the truck, came halfway back up without any oxygen. I was amazed. I'm so blessed. I'm so happy to find these drops. It's so life-changing.
You just gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, me too. When I did it, trust me, I was like, oh my God, I wasn't panting. I wasn't gasping up the stairs. I walked up the stairs calmly, walked into my house, sat down, and I wasn't panicking. I was like, oh my God, I can breathe. I'm good. So thank you. So excited.
If you haven't heard Vivian's testimony, we had it a couple of weeks ago, Vivian, that we asked you to share, and she shared her testimony. So we do have a copy of that where Vivian shares her. She's got a long story. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So we can get you a copy of that. But thanks for the update.
Absolutely.
You know, we have a group, what I call our info and testimonial group, that will just blow you away. We've had pretty amazing stuff that we've heard tonight, but literally hundreds of testimonies of things that you just shake your head, because it's just almost unbelievable. But when you live it every day and you get to see it every day, and you have friends and family experience it, you realize that it's not too good to be true, that people are getting their life back.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There's some of the stuff, if I hadn't physically seen it and touched, for myself, I still wouldn't believe it. Some of the people that just their hands and their feet just drastically change over a matter of days. The lady that you were talking about, how it just changed the shape of her body.
Yeah, one of our customers I just met with a couple of days ago, she had me crying in the parking lot here in town, and her whole lymphatic system was inflamed, swollen. And she said, Kylie, she said, what these drops have done in 3 months' time, the doctors have not been able to help me in years. She couldn't put her arms down. She was so inflamed. She couldn't hardly breathe because her throat was so swollen with lymph nodes. And she had me crying, and she said, these drops are amazing. She said, God has you exactly where you need to be. And so if that, tells you guys anything, I mean, it's
right.
It's amazing. You can literally Google anything in curcumin, anything, and it's going to bring up
you go to PubMed.
Benefits. Yes.
Go to PubMed.gov, and you can pick whatever you want, and they've done the research for us. Yeah. And so that's really cool. But I think the staple for us, and we won't keep you guys very much longer, but the staple for me is we've done a lot of things to really focus on the health of our kids.
Yeah.
And no matter what, it requires us staying on them. Hey, you've got to stretch every day. Hey, you got to ice that arm after you play. You got to do this, got to do this. But our kids, we don't have to tell, hey, take your curcumin every morning.
Mm-mm.
Like they're seeing the benefits enough that they see value in it and they're doing it without being told.
Yeah.
So somehow we got to get that to be reinforced on cleaning their room.
Yeah.
Like, could we, because they don't value that like this, but like
Like,
they value this
Yes.
and they're doing it on their own. I very rarely do I have to say, hey, just take your curcumin, because we play a lot of sports. So they're going to be sore regardless. And like, yeah, I took it. I just got to stretch. I just got to do this. Or I'll see them in there. What are you doing in there? I'm taking my curcumin, Dad. So,
yeah, they know. And our oldest, as we're still post injury, but she will go in after a workout and she'll take an extra dose because she knows she's got to stay on top of that inflammation.
Right. And so that's been it's just proof that it's not in my head. And it's not just something that Daddy says to do. Like,
Yeah.
they feel
They
the value.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Because I tell them a lot of things. They still struggle to do them. So, all right.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. If there are no more questions, I think we have kept you guys long enough. I am so grateful that you gave us your evening. I will tell people about this forever, and I'll do as many of these as we have to, because I've gotten my wife back and I feel so much better. Right. Actually, I feel so much better that I'm pretty sure I pulled my calf yesterday, messing around, and I shouldn't have. But I feel that good, and I'm going to be 41 in a couple days, and
Yes.
I felt like I was 21, I guess, and I've got a pulled calf, but I'm not as sore because I pulled them before and just killed me, and I'm not happy about it, but I'm not as sore as I have been in the past. So I want to thank you guys for hopping on.
Yes.
If you're new to this and you want more information, get with whoever asked you to take a look at this, whoever invited you, right? And if you're watching the replay and you have questions, get with the person that shared this link with you, because I know it's worth getting the info, right? It's worth your time to at least check it out. And if you want to try it, I'm telling you, it's a month's supply for $50. Odds are, if they care enough about you, they might even give you a half of their bottle. I don't know. That might be a lot to ask, but they'll definitely share their link with you. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you for hopping on, and we will talk to you guys later.
See ya.
Bye, guys.